This is just a real quick video on how to take an SVG file and embed it into an HTML page with Dreamweaver and upload it to your browser. So let's go to Illustrator and make an SVG file real quick. I've got this page open, so we'll just use this. Okay, so we got the square. We'll just take out a square and we'll make a square that's an SVG file. We'll make it purple. Okay. Now to your file save for web devices. Okay, down here I'm going to set it to SVG. I'm not messing around with this stuff. If you need to set the file size, this is a good way to do it right there, and then you can tell it and it will go, it will help you get there. But this is just a demo, so I'm just showing you the basics. Save, SVG is the file type. Click Save. I'm going to call this number 3 SVG, and I'm saving it in my folder of my site, my image folder. Okay, save. Now I'm toggling over to Dreamweaver by holding down the Alt key and toggling the tab. And I'll close these windows because I was playing around with it before I did this video. Okay, so here's my thing. I'm refreshing my list. Here's the SVG. I'm going to open it up. Okay, for those of you that aren't familiar with the coding view, I just wanted to show you. Okay, SVG comes in as its own file. See, it sits in this, it's got its own doc type here. If you do just a regular HTML page, here I've got HTML5 doc type, and you try to take that and embed it, I can't get it to display that way. What does show, so this is, give me a minute, let me just give you all a demo real quick. Okay, so here's our plain HTML page, and I'm just going to call it Untitled 2. Okay, and if you go to Design View, you can see what I typed there. It's there. Okay, if you go into Firefox, it's there. Okay. Now you got this number 3 SVG. If you take this and copy everything and try to put it in this, and try to look at it, it's not going to work. You're going to have to take out it doesn't work. If you take out the doc type and all the other stuff in the head up there, I don't know what to call it, but that XML tag and the doc type, if you delete that out, it'll show up. See, this is just your SVG file, and it'll show up in the Adobe Dreamweaver browser window, but it once you convert it, and it'll show up here too in the Firefox. Okay, so there it is in Firefox. I'm closing all this stuff. Okay, now if you want to take this SVG file and put it into your HTML file, what you have to do, start fresh here, is just grab the stuff in the SVG tag. All that XML stuff and the doc type tag that's above here in the SVG file, do not copy that. Just copy this. Copy, and then go in here and put paste. Control V does that. Okay. Now, don't freak out because it doesn't show up here. It's not a big deal if it doesn't. That's because this is a browser. Not all browsers support SVG format or, SVG inserted into HTML, and that's probably the case with this, and that's probably why it doesn't show up once you insert it into that SVG. But if you go up to Firefox and you look at it, it's there. See? It's there. Let me show you the code. Control U will show you the code. See, there's your code view. And there's your SVG file. So you want to put your SVG file in there. Now, if you're looking for a source to study, this right here, W3 School, gives you a good example down here of how to embed it. And I hope that helps some people. I know there was one guy on the, or girl on the Adobe Forum that was having a problem with it, and I kept getting emails about it. So I just thought, that this would be easier for them to understand. I'm using Adobe Dreamweaver CS 5.5. On mine, if I do an insert image object or insert image, I don't have the option for an SVG. Let me turn this off so you can see what I'm talking about. On mine, if I do insert image, the file types that are allowed are these file types. If I do all files and look for the image there, it doesn't do right. Because it puts the SVG in a image tag, and I don't want that. So if you're developing in the design view and you don't know coding, see, it puts your SVG in an image tag, and it shouldn't do that. So you can't do it that way on Dreamweaver CS 5.5 that I could find. But it's real simple. Just create your SVG file, open it up, and delete out everything but the SVG tag, and then close your tag. And then you've got your code, and you can copy it and paste it into your HTML code, right under wherever it is. So if you had an image there and you want to replace the image, you just copy this in there. So and don't freak out because it doesn't show here. It does show in the browser. This is not really a high-tech browser. It's just used for Dreamweaver users. But if you bring it up here, it'll show up here in the browser, and that's ultimately what you want. Okay, I hope that helps some people. Thanks.